Yeah, what is up, everyone? Brian with you from the GameCommon, and we're doing our AI-only championship series here in Civilization 6, and today is it. Today is the final episode where we get to discover who's going to be the winner of the 2021/early 2022 AI-only championship series, and yes, it's going to be Lady Six, guys. Spoilers. Spoilers. I have looked ahead in time. I mean, honestly, you don't really need Doctor Strange to tell what's going to happen here. Without any comments or anything like this, she's going to clearly win. I mean, she needs to lose by like 1,000 points or something to Mapuche or Bachu or something like that. And right now she's got like a 400-point lead almost. So yeah. This is really bugging me, by the way. The fact that you have the new roads and then the old roads mixing together here, and I don't know why they're not getting leveled up, and it bugs the crap out of me visually. Just like, oh my God, turn into paved roads. Pave the freaking roads, man. Okay, so Pekin's flipping in 3 turns, which is actually going to be after the era. So we'll have to see with the Dark Ages how this ends up working out. Watch everyone else get a Dark Age again except Lady Six guy. The fact that she got 3 Gran Colombia cities would not be shocking if she ends up getting another Golden Age. Like, this is, I think, 2 games in a row now where she got a Dark Age in the, second era, and then is only seeing Golden Ages afterwards. Never mind, she got a Dark Age that time. Okay. All right, well, Gran Colombia is going to be able to grab some of his crap back. Okay, so the absolute domination is not going to continue. Mapuche did just stabilize. That's good for him, but still a long way to go. And I mean, honestly, Crocus will probably flip once Keto flips, but like none of this is going to end up flipping. And keep in mind, none of this was close enough. This wasn't within 6 tiles. 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, none of this was within 6 tiles, so it wasn't going to get the bonus growth. Now, the crazy thing about this is this was not even a good situation for her. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, this is 7 tiles away. So she only has 2 cities within range of her capital. So that means all these other cities then are not getting any bonuses, which would be better than if like someone was over here, you know, or if she would have settled over here, but oh well. We did kind of get our 4 corners though. I think Gran Colombia maybe has the smallest amount of room. It looks like Mapuche is pushing. He has just a little bit more, mostly because of Wente there. Yeah, Wente was in Gran Colombian space, I suppose. Barbarians are still up there with freaking artillery. Oh my gosh, no, they're still attacking here. Battering ram's not going to do anything. Artillery's going to not do anything because it's only 80 against the 93 combat strength. Yeah, the Barbarians got outclassed here now. The walls are probably doing some pretty good damage too. I don't know what the highest range unit would be at this point for Gran Colombia, because remember, it's not research. You actually have to build the unit. So I'm not entirely sure what's like the most damage they're doing, but he's going for combined arms. He should have machine guns, so it's probably doing machine gun damage, which is going to absolutely kill any of those. I don't see any cores or armies though. I don't think anywhere right now. Lady Six guy's down to only 282, so it looks like she's not going to potentially win a science victory. Culture, she's not going to win either because Bachu's running away with that. I say running away with that, but she's actually keeping pace-ish. So you are working on spaceports, but only 300 science is not going to be enough. You need to be closer to 500. So yeah, interesting. This really weird to me. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 7 tiles between those 2 cities. That's a little weird. Generally, the AI stacks them together a little bit more. And then she still has more room down here as well. And then she could still potentially throw up here. Looks like she ended up losing both of these. She is in a Dark Age. Okay, so those must have just flipped then. But yeah, they're not flipping anywhere else. Contro is flipping, I would assume, back to Vietnam. Yeah, it is. Saigon's flipping. Ooh, no, Saigon's going to flip. So that means Cantao is actually not going to flip back. Because by the time this ends up flipping, or by the time this flips, this one will flip before this one, I guess is the whole point. So, yeah, okay. We do have rock bands. From both of the 2 ladies here, Lady Six Guy and Lady Bachu, but once again, I don't foresee any of them being able to win a cultural victory. They're just too close to each other. I mean, it says 70 turns, but she's getting too much defensive culture right now, so I don't think that's going to work. So we got the Hue over here. He actually had quite a few wonders in this one, so with Machu, so good thing he didn't end up losing this city. He got Jebel over here, but no Petra. I'm just going to take a quick look and see if we see any fun wonders. We got the Hajj over here for Bogota. So, actually, sorry, that's in Baranis, something like that. Then we have pyramids up here and some desert tiles, but no Petra. I think the Petra might not have been built again. Yeah, no Petra down here either. And let's see if Vietnam built it. I'm thinking no, because I don't remember seeing too much desert over here. No, it doesn't look like it. So, okay, so no Petra built. We did get the Hue, which admittedly there's not too many good spots for Hue, so that's probably fine. And he does have a couple lakes, so it's not end of the world there. And then Golden Gate's going to be basically impossible to build here. Panama Canal. It's finished over here in Palaque, which, you know, not the best one, but like, once again, where are you going to build it? I suppose that's a hill, so you can't. I hate how you can't build a freaking canal through a hill. Like, that's BS. You can build a canal through a hill. I mean, my gosh, you can carve a mountain tunnel into a hill. Like, you can carve a tunnel through a mountain. You're telling me you can't carve a freaking, like, ship lane through a hill? Whatever. It's a minor. I wonder if there's a mod that lets you build it. There should be a mod that lets you build it. Now, the only thing is I don't know what would happen visually. That would be the weird thing, because you'd almost have to put in visuals for that. And I wonder if they did it balance-wise. They thought maybe it would be too powerful if you could just build it anywhere in any city. Or here's the other thing. If you could build it without any restrictions, the AI is probably going to build it. Like, they're going to be much more likely to build it then. So I wonder if some of those restrictions then for wonders are basically in some ways to kind of limit the AI on higher difficulties from building them. I don't know, because I really don't know that they test the game on high difficulties. Actually, I'm almost fairly certain that they don't really test the game on high difficulties, maybe just a little bit. But there's always just like little quirks and stuff where you're like, yeah, if you guys are balancing this for higher difficulties, you would have noticed that. So anyways, these 3 cities are not taken, but once again, I don't know for sure. I might be speaking out my butt. So we got 5 more turns left of the modern era, which then is going to be the last era, information era, right? Are we really all the way at the last era already? Oh, no, we got atomic too. And then future. Okay, never mind. Wait, is there information era? Atomic, modern era. Is information era then must be in humankind then? Clearly. Or was it Civ 5? But surely it would have to be humankind, because I've not played Civ 5 in a couple years now. Yeah, and there's no way I would actually remember it that way. I don't think so. So Lady Six Guy's lead currently is 400 points above. My God. And she's still working out wonders, because, you know, why not? Would not be shocked if everyone got a golden age here. Yep, there you go. Yeah, not surprised by that at all. It's kind of late enough, but here's the thing. I think the next era is where we're looking at everyone potentially getting dark ages. That being said, there's only 65 turns left, so we'll see. Actually, no, okay, Chechen here. 1, 2, 3 rainforest in Vietnam. I mean, honestly, Chechen should always get built by Vietnam. I say always get built, but Vietnam, like, that's one of the better wonders for her, because she's always going to have rainforests. Unless, of course, Brazil's in the game or so on and so forth. Canthao is now flipping again. Okay. Is that going to be enough to flip Saigon? Actually, yes. Saigon's also flipping now. Okay. So Vietnam's going to be able to grab her crap back, but it doesn't really help considering... I mean, I guess it's a battle for second place at this point. But really, we all know second place is just first loser. I mean, yeah. I am a highly competitive person, and, you know, I would not be excited for second place. You know, I suppose it depends on what it is. Like, I hated getting third place in my fantasy football league, even though I made my money back. It's like, yay, but also equally like frustrating and annoying. And I'm like, oh, I hate it so much. Just because like I don't want to win. Although I actually probably would have been okay with second place this year because I would have made some money. Not a lot. I think it was only like $100 or something like that. No, or maybe it was 50. It was kind of weird where it was like 200 for first place or 250 for like first place. And then it was like 50-25 or something. It was like really like weird. The payout. It wasn't like super balanced because like you see tournaments and stuff like that, you know, you're not first place isn't getting like 10 times as much as everyone else, which is not exactly what it was, but you know, you kind of get the idea there. Anyways, Anyways, and yeah, we're doing a keeper league still, which is kind of unfortunate because I was trying to, and me and a couple other people really wanted salary caps and stuff like that. Because like the problem with the keeper league is it's like, cool, everyone has the exact same players year in and year out. So I don't know. Might have to make my own keeper league or my own salary cap league. Problem is, I don't know if I know enough people in real life that play fantasy football. Anyways, at least people that like, yeah, I don't know. It's weird because it's like, I feel like the gaming crowd isn't necessarily a sports crowd, which in some sense makes sense because, you know, growing up when nerdism was not as widely praised, you know, you kind of had the jocks and then you kind of had the nerds and like they didn't interact and, you know, nerds didn't like sports and jocks didn't like video games because they were nerdy. You know, that's how things used to be back in the day. And I think to some extent, there's still definitely a separation where I just really do believe that, like, I mean, you know, and it's one of those things where it's like everyone has different interests. So, you know, you can't really throw everyone in the same bucket. But, you know, for sure, I definitely feel like sports isn't as enjoyable. Like, you have people that like sports is their favorite thing in the world. And, you know, I'd probably maybe put my dad on that list. Like, my dad's heavily into sports. My dad doesn't play, like, any, like, phone games or anything like that. My mom does, ironically enough. It is funny. All the times that, you know, my parents yelled at me for playing video games growing up, and my mom is literally on her phone all the time playing, like, Candy Crush or whatever crap. It's just like, do you not see what you're doing? Whatever. It's fine. They're adults. They can do what they want. Point being, I still do think there's kind of like this separation though, where I don't feel that like, by the way, why did nothing get built here? Also, this is a very weird neighborhood. It's just like in the past, you just have a neighborhood there. Like, my gosh, put an encampment like right here. Oh, it would be so amazing. But yeah, anyways, point being, I don't know a lot of people that like video games like sports. You know, it's kind of like the whole thing where I think video games are still, I would say, I don't want to say dominated by men, but definitely still, I would say more men like video games than women, and I think it's kind of the same thing with sports. A lot of video game people don't like sports. And in some ways, I think, you know, it's hard to have bandwidth for everything. So it's understandable. You know, and video games, like the whole joy of video games is the fact that you're actually playing them and you have control over them. Where then some of the joy of sports is the RNG and the fact that you're not and you're watching and you're cheering, you know, and like video games isn't necessarily built that way. You know, it's kind of like people get mad if if you don't have control. So, you know, maybe are they counteractive? I don't know. Also, I wonder how much of that is like competitive. Are highly competitive people more likely to like sports? I wonder. I mean, I just know that because of me being super highly competitive and I've always enjoyed sports, which honestly, a lot of it just comes down to like what, you know, it's like right now I'm into NFL and that's about it. I really hadn't watched too much of the Premier League, but here in the US, they really screwed over the Premier League over the last 5 years, NBC. They like just have put it all behind like paywalls. And it's just like, yeah, I don't really want to pay money for the Premier League. Also, I've been finding myself recording every Saturday morning, which back in the day when I was working a full-time job, I would like watch soccer every Saturday morning. It was nice. It was enjoyable. And that's when I was really into Premier League, which don't get me wrong, I'm also kind of out of it this year because Leicester's kind of sucking and it's like, if Leicester was going for the title, I would probably be watching every single game, you know? And the fact is this year, it just wasn't even entertaining because like Man City just kind of ran away with it, right? You know, and like, I don't like Man City because they've just been like, they're traditionally just like the Yankees. I just don't like them. And then you have Liverpool, who's just been absolutely dominant. And I don't like to cheer for dominant dominant teams. It's just like, I'm not a bandwagon team person. I'm usually like the opposite, which is weird when it comes to the NFL right now because I'm like, who am I cheering for? I don't know. I mean, I've always loved Tom Brady because he's Michigan. So, you know, I suppose the Bucks. I like Kansas City just because they're entertaining, but I mean, yeah, there is the bandwagon aspect of it, but like, I guess I'm going for Tennessee, I suppose, but Tennessee to me is like the Browns, just like, well, a little more of a consistent version, maybe slightly better coaching and I'd say better quarterback play, but maybe not. So, you know, and then the Raiders I used to love, but then I just really hated John Gruden there. He just like, I don't know. I loved him the first time. You know, but then the second time through, like when the Browns disappeared and the Browns lost their team, which if you don't know, Cleveland actually, their team left in the 90s, I think it was, or something like that. And they went and moved to Baltimore. And then there was a huge uproar. And then the NFL promised that Cleveland would get another team. And then they became an expansion team, I think in 99 again. So they were like 5 years they weren't in the NFL. But anyways, during that time, I ended up falling in love with Oakland. Well, and mostly Charles Woodson, although I think that was after the Browns came back. Anyways, so I was kind of a fan of Oakland there for the longest time. And like, I loved Chucky the first time through, but you know, second time through, I don't know. He just like, I think part of it was he always just seemed like he thought he knew better than everyone else. And it's like, pride is a major turnoff for me. So, you know, I like them, but at the same point, like, I can't really cheer for the Bengals. Like, I would probably cheer for the Bengals if they weren't division rivals with the Browns. I mean, the Browns beat them twice this year for what it's worth, but still, I just don't think I can cheer for them. Can't cheer for Pittsburgh. Absolutely cannot. Absolutely will not. So, yeah. And then in the NFC, it's like, I don't really like Arizona. I would probably like Arizona, but once again, that was one of those things where, like, I don't know. Like, I'm kind of mad that they're as good as they should be. And then Dallas, I can't cheer for Dallas. I live in Texas. I cannot cheer for Dallas. Yeah, that's like the biggest thing too, is like just hating teams that I'm around, which I don't really mind UT for the record, but they're not really my school. No. Now it'd be funny if my kid goes to UT. If someday my kid goes to UT, let's go Longhorns. Put them up. Yeah. I don't really know. Bevo, yay. What else do Longhorn people say? Deep in the heart of Texas, something along those lines. I don't know. I don't know. Okay, let's see where the score is. Sorry, I've been on a ramble. So we're about 500 points. Yeah, okay. I imagine at this point in the series, you know, I'm sure you're here for me, I would hope, and not necessarily the game, which if you're here for the game, well, sorry, you probably tuned out like 6 minutes ago or 20 minutes ago. So anyways, yeah, I mean, Lady Six Guy, just absolute dominant performance. And I keep saying it because I really have nothing else to say. Like, this has just been one of the biggest, one of the most dominant finals we have ever seen. I want to say that Mongolia, in one of their games that they ended up winning in those finals, they went and just started like conquering a bunch of people. I want to say I kind of remember something like that happening, but like, let's be honest, that was so long ago. I can't be I can't be like 100% on that. So I don't know if anyone, like, this was not expected. I don't know this is something that we would ever be able to see again. And it is kind of ironic that in probably the most competitive AI-only championship series we have ever seen, like, I mean, and that's a hard thing to say because there was a lot of close games in some of the other ones, but man, oh man, this series was just like tight in a lot of situations. Like, you're talking a couple points here and there. But yeah, despite all of that, we get probably the least entertaining finals ever, or at least the least close finals, which, you know, I suppose it was due at some point that it was going to be an absolute beatdown. And it's not even a beatdown of one, it's a beatdown of like 3. It's like so crazy. And the other funny thing about it is who's in second place. Okay, Botcher's in second, Simon's in third, but Mapuche's in last. So Mapuche goes last place, first place for most of it, but then second place, then last. Like, what? And then Botcher was like second place, last, second. Like, she's been all kind of over. And Simón, I guess, has been like third place every single match. But I don't know. It just feels like everyone else has been kind of up and down too. And like the only consistent one thus far has been Lady Six Guy. She's up on 500 points. What the actual hell? Well, you know, the funny thing is, interesting, Simón also shot off a rocket, but neither of them are going to win because there's only 5 turns remaining. So, there's another situation where I think they both, ended up switching to domination. Hiccups. Talking too much, didn't get enough coffee or something yet. I don't know. Yeah. Oh my God, we have a nuke. What? Oh, the nuclear power plant got pillaged. Dang it! I actually thought someone nuked. Oh, man. I will say we've not seen any nukes. We have seen nukes in the past. But, yeah, for whatever reason, AI just don't nuke much anymore, which, yeah. If we let the game run past 3:15, like if we actually let it run till someone win, which admittedly wouldn't be that much longer. Well, okay, if we had 8 civs and let the game run until someone wins, I bet maybe 20% of the time we'd see a nuke. I think we would see a nuke a little more often. By the way, did anyone knock out a Petra? I'm going to go ahead and say probably not, because, like, I mean, admittedly, it's not that great anymore, but still, there's only like 2 or 3 tiles that it's opened for. Yeah, no, I mean, we could have had one up here, I guess, if you get rid of the wind farm. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. Although I do feel like Petra should be built in a mountain. Like, I feel it's like one of those that, like, should have actually been a mountain. And I don't know that it needs to be a desert. To me, it almost feels like it should be. I mean, I suppose that it's like a desert mountain. And I mean, there can be desert mountains. Although I guess they're somewhat rare. I don't know. Actually, I think there can be mountains in the desert. I don't know. All right, Lady Six Guy won a score victory. So I'm going to go through, I'm going to add up all of these scores, and I'll be back here in just 1 second with the final tallies. So give me 1 minute. All right, so got all of these scores added up. So, in 4th place for the AI Only Championship Series in 2021 and 2022, we have Gran Colombia with a score of 3619. In 3rd place, we have Lautaro with 3896. So he basically was a little over 200 points ahead. Then in 2nd place, Vietnam with 4347. And your winner, the champion for the 2021 AI Only Series is obviously Maya. So she ended up with 6,000 freaking points. Like, this is just psychotic here. So she almost won by 2,000 points. She won by 1,700 points. She won by more points than anyone else got in any individual game. Like, what? No one else, like literally, we could have ran another game with all 3 of these civs. Well, maybe all 4 of the civs. She could have gotten 0 points, and like at this point, it like she would have still probably won. Like, this is insane how many points she had. She had 2,200. Like, here's the thing: her lowest point total was 1,859. The highest point total by anyone else was Mapuche at 1,600. Botcher got 1,500. Like, and it was the consistency. Now this one, remember, was like 1,900. With a 300-point victory. So, I mean, still, she was like at 1,900-ish every single game, which is just insane. So she was averaging 1,900 points, basically, per game. Obviously not adding in the 300 point for the victory. You're going to average probably around 14. You're going to average around, probably about 1,200. And then you're averaging, it's going to be a little higher, maybe like 13 or 14. So point is, she's averaging about 500 points more per game. Absolute destruction of everyone else. So anyways, with that, we are done with our AI Only Championship Series here for the fall. This has been, it's been a long couple months, but it's been a lot of fun over the last couple months. I will say, like, I do want to come back and do a championship tournament. Well, probably just be a championship final round or something like that. But yeah, we'll look for that in the future. And then I've mentioned we have some other stuff coming in the channel, and we'll probably end up playing some more Civ 6 here at some point, but not entirely sure when. But anyways, thank you for everyone who's watched all the episodes. Even if you haven't, thank you for your support. Thank you for all the comments. I have been reading them if I haven't been responding, so appreciate all the comments, all the support, all the love, all the generosity, all that fun stuff. Hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you guys later. Bye, everyone.